Dante Greco.
Dante is a really smart guy.
Ladies love Dante.
Look at that head of hair. Look at that face. What's your name? In case you...
Dante Greco.
Dante was me, yours truly.
I'm gonna come.
Hello, welcome, happy Thursday. Welcome to the Dante Greco Show. I'm Dante. This is my fiance, Evie, my co-host. Say hello.
Hi, guys. Very happy to be here.
So happy to be back. We haven't done one of these in a while. I was on Monday at the Shookie International Store downtown. It was a lot of fun, as always, but got a lot to talk about here today. Happy to be back.
I'm happy to be back as well.
So Madonna is out of the hospital. The news broke. It surprised everybody yesterday that she had been rushed to the emergency room, to the ICU on Saturday in New York City and was intubated due to a serious bacterial infection. You didn't hear about this?
Well, you told me yesterday that she was intubated and that something happened to her, but I don't know much details. I haven't seen much of my Instagram feed, but I wonder if it has to do with some kind of cosmetic surgery because she has been going through a lot of work recently.
Yeah, I mean, people have speculated about that. I certainly thought maybe, because we've heard so many stories of women who have gone for these procedures and either died or had a horrible reaction.
Oh, yeah.
And she has talked recently about how she wants to return to her, bring her face kind of back to how it used to be. She heard everyone's criticism and she wanted to get back to the old Madonna. But we don't know for sure that that's what it was because the news is coming out that she had been dealing with a low-grade fever for about a month and just kind of ignored the symptoms. And then Saturday, things went wrong. She was found unresponsive and they had to take her to the hospital.
Oh, wow. Well, so how's that actually become a surgery?
Well, they didn't have to do a surgery. That would only be if she was actually getting some kind of procedure done.
Oh, okay.
It was some kind of bacterial infection.
Wow.
But get this, she was seen walking around New York just one day before she was hospitalized and intubated. Of course, she's been preparing for her upcoming tour, which was supposed to kick off on July 15th, her 40th anniversary tour.
Wow.
Celebration.
40 years touring. That's crazy. That's a pretty impressive thing for her. And you can see how healthy she is because, 40 years of career at touring. It's insane.
I guess she spent the day visiting the Karl Lagerfeld exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum the day before she fell ill. Can you imagine if Madonna died and like the last day she was visiting the Karl Lagerfeld exhibition? He's not even one of the top tier designers, really. I mean, his stuff is all over Saks Off Fifth and Nordstrom Rack. It's not like she went to the Gucci or the Louis exhibition.
Isn't he like the Chanel designer?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's big.
He kind of reinvented Chanel when Chanel was not cool, and he brought it back. I think, like if I'm not wrong, like if people can correct me, I'm not a fashion historian, but I think like 70s and 80s, Chanel was pretty kind of not cool, and he brought it back. So maybe she's a huge fan of Chanel, so she was just visiting.
How you doing, Natalie? Thank you for joining us, of course. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I never see Gucci and Versace really on sale when I go to Saks Off Fifth, but I see plenty of Karl Lagerfeld.
Oh, he has his own brand?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I thought I always associated him working in bigger brands. So,
yeah. Well,
okay,
he's also dead.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know. But I knew he was Chanel. So maybe, I don't know. So she was visiting his museum and then she felt sick afterwards.
So let's see. Let's read the story here on Daily Mail. Pictured strolling around New York City, visiting a fashion exhibition with friends just one day before she was found unresponsive.
Wow.
She was at the Karl Lagerfeld exhibition at the Metropolitan Museum in Manhattan. Although she appears relaxed and comfortable in the images, sources claim to TMZ that the singer has been too sick to get out of bed and has been vomiting uncontrollably since being hospitalized. So here she is trying to go incognito in New York at the Lagerfeld exhibition, doing a good job. If I walked by that person, I would not think it was Madonna unless I really look closely. And especially in New York, there's a lot of like Italian women that look like that are older. So you would probably think like, it's just someone's, grandma or aunt. but it's Madonna.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, that's
She looks like Karl Lagerfeld in this picture.
no, she doesn't. That's
Oh,
so
you know
rude.
Karl Lagerfeld.
He has white hair.
Karl Lagerfeld. No. She doesn't.
He looks like Donatella Versace within 15 years.
She doesn't look
15
just like him,
years.
but like she's going for the Lagerfeld look, the dark glasses and the dark
The lighter
clothing,
hair.
the
Yeah.
serious expression.
I think he looks like Donatella Versace so much. I don't think maybe it must be like what people start looking like when they have a lot of plastic surgery.
Honestly, he looks a million times better than Donatella Versace.
Hi,
Donatella
Natalie.
Versace. Look at that. His work that he had done was smooth and like, good, kind of waxy, but everyone,
Mr. Plastic Surgery. Let's start a
When you
TikTok
get-
reviewing celebrities
when you get
plastic surgery.
when you get to that age, it's hard not to get waxy. It's like everyone's just preparing to be embalmed. But
Okay.
Donatella Versace is like, no offense,
More
but
aggressively
it's
done.
very frightening.
It's very aggressive. Okay, so
Getting back to Madonna.
getting back to Madonna. So she went to Karl Lagerfeld's Metropolitan Museum.
Donatella Versace looks like she's been living underneath the earth for like 20 years, like hasn't seen the sun or
I don't know. I think she
breathed
probably
the
went.
air.
I think she probably went so far with her plastic surgery that it's to a point where if she stops now, she's not gonna look like herself anymore. So we got used to her plastic surgery face. So it comes with a package in a way.
Yeah. It says here, doctors. Let's go to the TMZ report about her getting too sick to get out of bed.
Back home, back TMZ.
I think as right, exactly. The as more news streams out about Madonna and her condition and all that, we can set aside, because I briefly suspected this yesterday when I heard the news. Oh, maybe the tickets aren't selling that well. Maybe people aren't that interested. Okay, let's fake an illness. Get people sympathy. And all that.
Emotional.
But now that more details come out,
You thought that?
well, of course.
Oh my
Well, it's
God.
Madonna is known for stunts and doing things to get attention.
So wait,
and
someone.
her normal playbook of being provocative and shocking has
Okay.
not been working. I mean, she just put out this dud with Sam Smith. Like, they think it's 1993 and that the
Crucifix.
suburbanites are going to be in an uproar about dressing in S&M clothing because you're a
Wait.
man.
So what's the theory? What's your conspiracy theory that she probably pretended she was sick so she can get sympathy from the fans because the tour is not selling?
I briefly thought.
Interesting. Okay, no, but
Hold
just
on,
share
hold on,
it. Just share it.
Well, I'm going to. I
Okay.
briefly thought, hey, tour's about to start next week.
Okay.
We haven't been selling enough tickets. How do we simultaneously postpone the tour while also drumming up enough interest and sympathy to get people to buy the effing tickets?
Okay.
And it's a real Machiavellian thing to do.
Oh God.
But I'm sorry to bring up your ancestor, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. People in Hollywood do stuff like this all the time. They
Really?
make stuff. Oh yeah. I wish I could think of a specific example, but I know there are specific examples. Like people pretend that they're sick. It turns out they were in rehab. That type of thing. It happens.
Okay. That's
But anyways,
interesting.
I
know
I
that's
no
only a
longer-
cool thing. It's a cool thing that TMZ guy like you or from the past TMZ that you have like a view that I would never think of that. So like everybody should leave a comment below saying how grateful you are for Dante for opening our innocent eyes regarding the PR people with those celebrities. Because I'm so innocent. I have no idea people could do that. That's crazy.
TMZ stands for the Machiavelli zone.
Stop talking about Machiavelli. Leave him alone.
All right, it's your uncle. But anyways, I don't believe that anymore. I think it's real. There's too much detail, too many people talking. Madonna is not out of the woods.
Okay.
After being hospitalized for a serious bacterial infection. We're told she's still bedridden, and people around her think she's in no shape to kick off her world tour. She's been vomiting uncontrollably. The infection's still wreaking havoc on her body. She's too sick to even get out of her bed at her New York City apartment where she's been recovering since Wednesday night.
Even
For
if,
those
if
keeping
they,
track,
even if
that's
they
yesterday.
even if they show like hot teenager boys to her,
Yeah, right. I know.
she's not gonna get out of the bed for that.
I do honestly wonder if her young, hot boxer boyfriend that she's with right now is even allowed anywhere near that room. Like on Saturday when it was touch and go, I wonder if the family was like, hey, get the hell out of here. You're not welcome. Okay. You don't know who she is. She doesn't even know your name.
Wow.
Didn't Adele do something like that in the past year? I think she did. I don't remember the details, but I think you're right. No, you're right. Natalie, you're right. Remember she faked this whole thing to get out of doing the Caesar's Palace residency. And she went on camera crying, like, I'm so sorry. I wanted to be here to perform for all of you at Caesar's Palace, but I just couldn't. We couldn't get the show together.
Oh my God, that's a great Adele impression.
Ah! And then now she got out of there and she moved across the street to the Wynn, and now she's having a great time. Even though apparently she hates performing, probably hates her fans too. She's just doing it for the paycheck so she can finally retire.
Oh my God. What about the Vegas thing that she's doing?
No, that's what she's doing. That's what I'm talking about. She was
okay.
initially supposed to be at Caesar's Palace, now has shifted to the Wynn because apparently they had a better suite there or something like that.
By the way, can I say something interesting about Madonna just because we're talking about Madonna real quick? When I go to her Instagram, she's always in parties here in Los Angeles or parties all over the world. And she's always vaping and passing around the vape around with her guests and stuff. And people are vaping around. I wonder if there's some kind of component in the vaping pens that it's something that's kind of, I don't know, it's bacteria that developed it or got something from someone.
Yeah.
Because like I got COVID from vaping from his sister about 2 years ago. We don't know who gave it to each other, but we know that after that vape and everybody that vaped from that pen, we all got COVID. So we don't vape, by the way. We just tried to do like, we did it when the thing was kind of hot a while ago.
Trying to be cool. Election night.
I think it was election night. Yeah, election night dinner in my house because Dante's birthday is near what is it?
It's actually nowhere near election night. My birthday is closer to inauguration. Day.
Sorry, never mind. So I got COVID through the vaping pen. So I wonder if, because I always see her Instagram, like I'm just observing here, that she probably got the vaping and passed to someone has a bacteria that came from went to like a different country for a humanitarian mission and pick up something in her lungs, and then it's affecting her tour. That's possible, and actually quite probable. I mean, because people who vape a lot, they'll get sick.
They seem very sick. They're always like and coughing, and like they, if you smoke too much, you take on sort of a grayish tone. Hard to get rid of.
That's true. And vaping, actually, we don't know.
How you doing, Danielle? Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Danielle. So I don't know if it's like necessarily the vape components that's messing up people's throats, or actually by the fact that it's such a shareable thing. Like, the only thing I notice when people are vaping, everybody touches the vape. That vape is passed around, and everybody wants to. Even people that don't vape, like Dante and I, we see people with vapes and party, and we have a few drinks. We're like, give me that vape there. What flavor is that?
It's weird. Much more than
it's
a cigarette.
A weird
ever
thing.
It's like people just vape inside everywhere. Like cigarettes, eventually people started at least going outside. With vapes, people are just like on an airplane. They're in church.
They're everywhere. And comedy shows. Yeah. We're sitting on a comedy show. You see some dude doing like a little smoke fog around. I'm like, dude, come on. The show's about to start.
I know.
But anyway, so
I
wonder.
Vaping.
The doctor's vaping before your surgery.
The dentist is blowing.
Everybody's blowing vapes. But anyways, like I wonder if because I always see Madonna's TikTok stories, she's always passing the vape, getting the vape, enjoying parties. If she got something.
Thank you, Evil CJ.
What does he say?
Appreciate you. Can't hang out. Wanted to drop a like real quick. Say great. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Love it. Anyways, so Madonna, we are told,
what a skin,
was metaphorically kicking and screaming, protesting the decision to send her to the hospital. Well, wait, hold on. I thought she was found unresponsive, and then she just wakes up like
a mummy.
Bram Stoker's Dracula just comes back to life to say, "No, don't take me."
Give it the blood of the kids that she adopted recently.
Yeah.
No, oh my God.
I'm not getting my adrenochrome injection.
I'm not me, I swear. I don't know what's going on. This is just energy drink.
Bring me Michael Jackson's doctor. I want to be put under for good. Your
Oh
boss vapes
my
inside
God.
work. Oh, that's wrong. You can't do that.
Oh my God. I think people vape everywhere.
Anne Heche style. Exactly. Anne Heche like was passed out and then woke up one last time to be like, no.
Oh my God. Danielle said her boss vapes inside work. That's crazy. You know, like people, I don't know what happens in like in the break rooms or like copy rooms, or I mean, I was forced to go back to the office, but people do vape everywhere these days. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maybe like in bathrooms when I go to the bathroom pee, I wish there was like a vape service instead of the lady just giving me mints and little weird things. Give me a vape, like, give me a hit, and I'll go back to the table.
The guy at Chipotle serving the food is vaping. As everybody's just vaping. Our sources say Madonna's assistant was with her when she collapsed last Saturday, and that's when the uncontrollable vomiting began.
I feel bad for her. It must be so hard because you're about to go on tour. You kind of woke up the Mummy and Satan with Sam Smith. You're ready to go, and something happens.
That's true. You know what? Maybe people are right. Maybe she cursed herself by aligning with that devil, Sam Smith.
That's so funny. No, I don't know. She woke up the Mummy. I don't know what happens there. You know, have you guys seen the Mummy before?
Yeah.
Okay. What else TMZ saying? What other sites are saying? Like, is it the story coming through?
Oh my God.
Oh my
God. Get
God.
away, Madonna. No.
Oh, darling.
You cursed yourself with that Fisher them.
Oh my God.
I've got a great idea. What if you fake an illness and then I come and sing you out of your coma?
Oh my God.
Jesus
oh wow.
Christ.
Wow. You know, that kind of like bleached eyebrow thing was very in like in the last fashion weeks. I think they bleach all the model eyebrows. What happens? Like they have to like bleach it back, like dye it brown again.
Well, you
and
know, it's sad
what if it doesn't match the color of your hair again?
Madonna used to be the trendsetter, and now she sees Doja Cat showing up with no eyebrows, looking like an alien, and she thinks, "Oh, that's the hot move. I'll do that."
You know, I do think that yeah, she's kind of copied the current thing, but how about celebrities that when they age, they kind of just stay within the same style? Because Dante and I, we recently went to the show from Ringo from the Beatles, and Dante actually got a picture of him drinking a water bottle or blowing his nose. It's really funny on TikTok. Check it out.
Oh yeah,
and check it out his channel.
He was blowing his nose.
Blowing his nose.
Songs.
But okay, like the thing is, like a lot of celebrities, they're older now. If they keep up the old style, it looks kind of weird. It feels like they're stuck in a time capsule. Their clothes that they're wearing doesn't match current times. It looks kind of outdated and weird. So like when you go to those concerts, I almost feel sorry for them because you're like, oh my God, look at them. They think that's still cool. So Madonna, I have to give her the thumbs up because at least she's keeping up with the trends. She's cool. And I think like even though you're older, doesn't mean you cannot follow some cool styles and stuff. You're not, you know what I mean? You're here. Follow the style. Have fun.
One quick thing about the Ringo Starr show that we saw. I liked it because he starts off telling a couple stories like, oh, you know, this is when John and Paul came to me with a song. And then halfway through the concert, not even by the end, but like less than halfway through the concert, he's like, all right, just give me the music. Just start it all. You know, he doesn't even want to tell stories anymore.
He just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do anymore. He's done.
He's like, this is called Submarine or Yellow. I don't know. Who cares?
And then like there's like a thing that he's like, he closes the concert and he's like, I know you guys wish that I sang this before or earlier, but here we go. And you know, like it's kind of like that energy, kind of like I've done this a million times, 1,000 times. I don't want to do this anymore.
Here's the funny thing: we saw him the Friday night before the Oceangate Titan submersible imploded. I wonder if we had seen him. Well, no, hold on.
Whoa, conspiracy theory.
No. I just wonder if we had seen him the next Friday, if that is when the show had been, if we would have had to cut the song because we would have been like, oh, you know, some people died in the Atlantic going to see Titanic. I can't do the biggest hit that you're here for.
Maybe he's saying the submarines and the like it activated something in the universe and the submarine. Something happened. I
said live in a yellow submarine, not die in one. Anyway, just give me the music.
But you know, it was not a yellow and it was not a submarine. They call it submersible because it's not considered submarine because it's made with different components. Submarines is made with one material basically. So it's not even a
That's true.
submarine. It was a submersible ball.
Legally, he's in the clear because of that
He's legally,
distinction.
and so
Ringo
he can
is not
sing it.
liable, and neither is the Beatles.
So your
Corporation.
$80 tickets are not going to be tossed away. He's better sing the submarine song for those poor souls.
That's right. He's a fun guy. If you've ever seen the end of my show, you'll see that video of me and him up at the Beverly Glen.
By the way, he has to stop dyeing his hair black. Like
he's the only guy where it works for me because I don't know how he would look, and I'm
he
actually
look like
curious
those creepy guys that go to Thailand.
if he had like Gary Glitter or something. If he had, like, does he ever wonder, Ringo Starr? Does he ever wonder what would I look like with gray hair? Because he's never, as far as I know, had gray hair. He's just been dyeing it jet black like Kris Jenner for 50 years.
Or Chris Angel. Chris Angel also
Chris
had,
Angel.
yeah,
Chris Angel
the
Jenner.
magician.
Yeah.
No, Chris Angel, the magician. He dyes his hair like jet black, and probably by now it's white.
Right.
It would look kind of cool. Like, imagine if Chris Angel has like gray hair, white hair. He would look like Gandalf.
Yeah.
Because he's long and beautiful.
That's not good for his brand. His brand is like, I'm a young magician.
Punks rock. Yeah, Emma. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect.
Well, anyways, yeah, the tour is basically going to be pushed back. It's going to be rescheduled. Madonna wants it to go on as planned, but everyone's saying, look, you got to slow it down. She was apparently keeping her illness a secret so that nothing would have to happen to delay the tour. She's been waiting for it for 40 years.
40 years.
So that's the Madonna story.
Okay.
Let's move on to, I want to get into all the Oceangate Titan stuff.
Oceangate.
So we'll do the MrBeast thing at that.
Hold it up for the Oceangate portion of the show.
Let's talk real quick about Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney has come after. Oh, I don't want to read it on this site. Hold on a second.
Hold on, guys. This is
because they're not going to have enough
Dylan
detail.
Mulvaney.
But anyway, Dylan Mulvaney. If you don't remember,
I thought it was him, but it's Taylor Swift.
Dylan Mulvaney, there she is walking in New York City, showing off her legs as Dylan Mulvaney steps out in New York on a break from her Eras tour. Now, Dylan Mulvaney, Bud Light sent her a can. She put it online, and Bud Light has lost $20 billion in market cap ever since then. So Dylan hadn't really said anything about it.
Ooh.
Until now.
What is it? The contract is expired, or
she's pissed. She's like, hey,
oh wow,
you guys
she's
abandoned
blonde now.
me.
I didn't know Dylan was blonde until Dante was like picking up the links for the show, and I was like, is it Dylan? He's blonde now.
Dylan's got a new summer do, and she's drinking a beer, but she didn't say which type of beer. I'm sure whatever company that is thanking their lucky stars that you didn't mention it by name. No, just kidding. That's not offensive.
I do like Dylan blonde. It looks good.
Yeah. So Mulvaney has broken her silence to slam the embattled beer brand for not standing by her amid the fallout from their disastrous campaign.
It's not you. It's business.
She took to Instagram to address the debacle, which has seen Anheuser-Busch lose $20 billion in market cap since the advert for March Madness. He says, I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. I've been scared to leave my house. Well, that's not true.
You've been leaving your house all the time.
Yeah, they filmed her leaving her house. She went to meet with Judy Bloom, the children's author, for some reason.
Drew Moore.
No, that was before, and other stuff. So it's not like you've been, living under
a quiet life.
Yeah, you haven't been living at the bottom of the
Atlantic
Ocean in a submersible.
Yeah, you didn't quiet quit, Dylan. We've seen you around. I see you on Instagram. You're going around. You're having a great time. Stop pretending that this is affecting you this much.
She says, for a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse than not hiring a trans person at all.
That's so dramatic.
Because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and as hateful as they want. There should be nothing controversial or divisive about working with us. So, in Bud Light's defense, they did initially try to say like, hey, this is our idea. Nothing wrong with it. We like it. But, they did lose. And I know it's just market cap, but it's not like $20 billion is a lot to lose in the value of your company. It's the share price. It's the share stock price. Yeah.
Okay. There's a share price, and also there's like the weirdo, like consumer people that have like problems with the LGBTQ community that are not consuming the beer. So that plus, what is it? How is it?
As far as I'm concerned, Bud Light should just fold the whole thing. It's not coming back. People, unless you're going to go all the way and totally change what you're doing, like just at least stop selling it in North America. I don't think that people overseas have the same issue, but in America, the truth of the matter is, and this is just a fact, a lot of guys just aren't going to want to be seen buying a Bud Light. Okay. Now,
I asked Dante when we went to the store like a couple of days ago. I was like, babe, just buy a box of Bud Light, because he was looking for a beer. Yeah. And he's like, no.
Well, we've been making our coffee with Bud Light instead of water because it's cheaper.
No. He's like looking at me like, please laugh. No, it is funny. It took a second. But okay. So, all right. Dylan looks great with the blonde hair.
Here's Dylan saying, I'm coming for you. Next brand.
Doesn't Dylan look like someone else now? Like, is there someone famous that looks like Dylan?
I keep saying Jackie.
Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Paltrow. Gwen Stefani Paltrow. She's all of them rolled into one.
Wow, it looks very similar. Okay, so what was the video? What can we watch the video?
She says it's the first time that she's publicly spoken about Bud Light, calling them a company that she loved in the new post. You want to watch the video?
Yeah,
I guess we could watch the video.
Let's watch the video, kids.
1 second here.
It's not you, Dylan. I think it's just the brand. Like the brand lost a lot of money, and they have to kind of disassociate with you right now. It's not. I don't think it's necessarily people hating you or personal.
Yeah, no. I mean, it didn't work out with this brand. There's other brands.
Many brands.
There's other brands who have hired Dylan as a spokesperson, and
Bushcraft will be great because Bushcraft, I think it's more like fruity, fun for LGBTQ and for the women. I think we like Bushcraft more. Maybe Dylan could be a spokesperson for like a kind of cool, fruity flavor, colorful flavor, cool bottle. I think it'll be a better market than Budweiser.
Yeah, I mean, I just think at this point, like Bud Light, you're not coming back. No ad campaign of a guy in a cowboy hat holding a cold bud,
smoking in smoking in the field, riding a horse,
riding a Harley.
Oh my God, you remember those were the Marlboro commercials when I was a kid? Oh my God, when I was a kid, all I wanted to do is just to smoke a cigarette in the cup in a horseback in the middle of Kentucky.
You could get Joe Camel sipping a Bud Light. It's not coming back.
That's my dream when I was a kid.
Yeah. So I say just fold the whole brand, rename it as something else, and try again. And other than trying to make people change their minds. Anyways, let's get to watching this video of Dylan Mulvaney.
One thing I will not tolerate people saying about me is that I don't like beer, because I love beer and I always have. I built my platform on being honest with you, and what I'm about to tell you might sound like old news, but you know that feeling when you have something uncomfy like sitting on your chest? Well, that's how I feel right now. So this feels like the right thing to do. I took a brand deal with a company that I loved, and I posted a sponsored video to my page. And it must have been a slow news week, because the way that this ad got blown up, you would have thought I was like on a billboard or on a TV commercial or something major. But no, it was just an Instagram video. And the wildest part is that they also sent me one can with my face on it. You might have seen it. And funny story, I had the can around my house, but then I realized, wait, I need to protect this can.
Wait. Let me let it catch up. The dubbing's off.
By the way, how tan do I look compared to Dylan? I'm looking at myself.
Well, Dylan is a white woman.
No, like
Italian.
No. Dylan is like really, really pale right now, and I'm like, because we went to the beach, I was kind of like pale for my normal skin tone, for my summer tone, and we went to the beach one time, and look at us compared to Dylan. We're like, definitely should.
Dylan should go to the beach.
Dylan should go to the beach. Dylan, go get a 10.
So I hid it somewhere, and now I can't find it because I hid it so well. But when I do find it, I feel like it needs to go in a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass. And you might be thinking,
So sorry if we
That's
missed
so
that.
funny.
Yeah, she lost the actual can that sparked this whole thing, which was a one-off. It wasn't actually sold in stores. We're got to be fair. They sent it to her to commemorate 365
I
days
wanted
of
to
being
buy
a
the
woman.
Dylan. I want to buy the Dylan can to put it in my house.
I'm sure somebody
my makeup
would
desk.
buy it. Like if she put that on eBay,
Please.
somebody, whether even if it was Kid Rock who wanted to blow that specific can up, someone would buy that for a large price.
Exactly.
High price.
I love
when
it.
I do find it, I feel like it needs to go in a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass. And you might be thinking, Dylan, why bring it up now? I'm bringing it up because what transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined. And I should have made this video months ago, but I didn't. And I was scared, and I was scared of more backlash, and I felt personally guilty for what transpired. So I patiently waited for things to get better. But surprise, they haven't really. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I'm not telling you this because I want your pity. I am telling you this because if this is my experience from a very privileged perspective, know that it is much, much worse for other trans people. For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all, because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and hateful as they want. And the hate doesn't end with me. It has serious and grave consequences for the rest of our community. And
so we read those quotes already, so we know that. Look, it's tough because you want to sympathize. You know, you don't want to beat up on a minority. You want to be like, look, okay, we get it. It would be great for them to support you, but this went so far the other way. They lost so much. I mean, the brand is ruined. And I don't want to necessarily say it's on Dylan, because Dylan Mulvaney has her own brand, and it's on the marketing people to know that Dylan Mulvaney, aside from being a spokesperson for multiple other brands, during before Bud Light ever came knocking, Dylan Mulvaney was also like a lightning. What's the word I'm thinking of? Lightning,
a spark.
No, not a spark. Like a target.
A catalyst. A catalyst.
No, not even like there was already a bunch of people online were like, hey, what the hell is this? This whole 365 days being a woman running around with a tampon and being like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to put this in myself.
It was just like the last draw. It was just the last thing that people hated on her already for a very long time.
People were already upset with Dylan Mulvaney
for a very long time. Even
Light,
women, by the way, because like she kind of makes fun of being a woman constantly. She infantilizes being a woman. She makes sound being a woman dumb, emotional. So there's a lot of women that are supportive of the LGBT community, like myself, that felt like, oh my God, like, are you really making women sound that dumb or this emotional, or you think this is a joke for you? So there was like the women component and the male, and then Midwest and the rest of America that's not really on board with all those West Coast and Coast agendas. And it's all together with bad choice in marketing. This kind of happened. And by the way, do you notice how that Dylan used the word transpire? I thought it was hilarious because she's like, I didn't know how this was going to transpire, because like transpire. See, I thought it was like, I was like, that's interesting.
Right. Well, I know. And it's like, look, you can't just force people, Alyssa Heinerschelt and whoever the other guys was who have since been fired by Bud Light. They probably wanted to do it that day, but they had to wait several months. They had to put them on leave, and now they've finally been let go from the company. The woman who dreamed this up because she wanted to get away from Bud Light's fratty image is like, you can't just force this through and have people be like, well, no, I'm not even talking about the agenda, but like just force this through and have people are just gonna be like, okay, we accept Dylan Mulvaney as our spokesperson, because
it's a consumer, right? Consumer.
They didn't do enough research on both sides.
Right.
And Dylan Mulvaney, she's going to be like, yeah, you're offering me how much? Okay, great. But she was already a target people were already upset with Dylan. I would see, before this ever happened, I would see Dylan Mulvaney videos all over the internet
People
with like
hating on her.
Yeah, so like it was just a dumb, irresponsible move.
Can I say
overall.
something? I think like you should know like your consumer and make like the commercial adapted to your consumer. And I do think Dylan could have done a great job with Butchcraft or some kind of like fruity flavor of beer that's not associated with masculinity or frat parties. You should know your people. Like how cool that would be if the can was a cool Butchcraft, a special flavor. I know that because I stole that from a show that I was watching from Apple with Seth Rogen called Platonic. It's a really good show.
Yeah.
That inspired me. I was just thinking like that could be a great like beer like brand to be endorsed by the LGBTQ community. And it's like it's more open-minded. It's young, it's a different generation, but this is established brand with very serious people that has a kind of image. You can't force the frat guy image or branding of years to change.
Lightning rod. That's what I was looking for. Thank you, 1111. Yeah, well, these two geniuses are
Who are
out of a job
those?
now. She's the woman who came in and said, "Oh, we want to get away from this fratty like Bud Light has this image of like frat guys,
But it
and
is frat guys.
inappropriate humor and stuff like that.
No.
We want to do something different." And now you're out of a job and the company's lost $20 billion. It's probably like one of the great. This will be taught in the history
marketing classes or failure. I work with marketing in the car industry, and I think like one of the things you learn is to know your consumer. You can just like put it like a commercial there that doesn't reflect your consumer. So that's a very bad choice. She looks pretty basic, by the way. I don't know, like wow, that's her.
She's like, as if.
Is
what
she,
do you mean they don't like the marketing campaign? What?
Is she
We're in Brooklyn.
trans?
Everybody likes it.
Is she trans or she's
No, she's
okay.
just a woman.
Just a woman? What is a woman? Just kidding. Matt Wash, call us. No.
Dylan. Don't ask me. I don't know.
By the way, I don't know, but wow, Jesus, that's not flattering at all.
Yeah,
Those
no.
images,
Look at this.
paparazzis are
Oh,
so mean.
Thank God they put a horse in the commercial. Like,
Oh my God.
Oh.
Guys, that's the algorithm listening to our conversation live now and displaying the horse.
No, that's in the article. It's not that.
Look at that.
No.
Marlboro.
Yeah, so
1998 Marlboro.
She's done, but who knows? She'll probably end up working for the World Economic Forum or something like that. You know what I mean? She'll be there. You'll see her in 5 years being like, we want to get away from this image of humans eating like meat and good vegetables. We really want to push people to eat insects, mealworms, and
shrimp.
No, not even shrimp. Cockroaches. Have you ever tried cockroach milk in your latte? It's delicious.
Like Italians call
Stop
shrimp
being
the
roach-phobic.
cockroaches. No. Italians call shrimp the cockroaches of the sea because they eat whatever.
No.
They eat everything.
Don't tell me that because I like shrimp.
No, I like shrimp too, but they're kind of gross, like what they eat. But it doesn't matter. They taste delicious.
But yeah, Bud Light is now down so bad that not even Dylan Mulvaney likes them.
Wow.
Dylan Mulvaney probably won't even drink it either. I wish she came on and was just like, I'm not drinking this shit. It tastes like piss water.
It doesn't taste bad.
Now that we've parted ways, I'm going to tell you the truth.
How does it taste like it, babe? Because I never had that before. I'm not a beer drinker, guys, honestly.
Bud Light just tastes like water with like a little like saltiness in it.
Like pee?
Yeah, it's not
like
good.
cold pee with carbonated pee?
I haven't had it enough times in my life to have a real, like even a taste profile that I can recall.
Profile. Look at the little hand profile. Like, what the heck are you doing?
You know, I'm a sommelier of,
the sommelier
of light beer
profile.
Yeah, but it's done. It didn't taste good.
Oh man. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
That's
Dylan.
what I love. That, by the way, the cup. I love that cup. Like, please sell the cup. I want the cup.
This cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a good cup.
Little daisies.
Sure.
I want to drink my kombucha there. Dylan, please make a deal with a Butchcraft or some kind of kombucha or what is it? Hard seltzer or whatever. How people calling him?
Hard seltzer.
I don't even know how to say that because I'm Italian. I'm Brazilian. I don't know how to say that. What is this?
Maybe Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports will bring on Dylan as a spokesperson.
Like
for
that. Like
high noon seltzer.
I mean, it will be so cool because people will embrace it because it's a different generation. Like I said, let's go to the next topic. I want to talk about the submarine.
All right. So listen, the submarine There's a lot going on
Oceangate.
with it. But first of all, let's talk about
Let's
this
start
guy.
from the beginning because I
Well,
haven't.
no, because people have heard the story. I mean, it's last week already. It's last week's news in a lot
It's
of ways.
so old days. He's like the mean girl from like Mean Girls. No, from I don't know, like
Where
from
the
movie.
hell is it?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find this Mr. Beast Oceangate.
Gate? MrBeast Ocean. Was he in Oceangate?
So Mr. Beast, he came on and pretended that he carbonated pee. Yes, exactly. That's the taste of Bud Light. So Mr. Beast, after the Oceangate imploded and killed all 5 people on it, he was like on Twitter, I was invited. By the way, Mr. Beast, if you don't know who he is, if you're not on the internet all day long, he's the biggest YouTuber. He has like 100, 200 million subscribers or something like that. He does these videos, but honestly, look, you probably shouldn't say this if you're trying to be an
He's gonna
influencer
be
or
our
anything.
best man in our wedding.
No. I've seen, I don't watch his videos, but I've seen a couple, and it's just like if you watch Nickelodeon in the 90s, they have like challenges like Legends of the Hidden
Yeah.
Temple and stuff like
I
that.
watched Nickelodeon in the
Yeah.
90s.
As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Beast is just his own Nickelodeon. Like, I don't even get the big deal, but he's big with the kids.
He gives
Anyways.
like Lambos to people, so let's invite him to the best man in the wedding because
Yeah.
I want a Lambo for our wedding present for
So-
each one of us.
So he says, I was invited earlier this month to ride the Titanic submarine. I said, no, kind of scary that I could have been on it. And he shares half of a screenshot of a text message from someone saying, I'm going to the Titanic in a submarine late this month. The team would be stoked to have you along. Now, I initially thought, okay, wow, that must be true. Like, he wouldn't lie about this. That would just be weird. But now people are calling him out saying, hey, wait a second. You shared a screenshot of a blue message. Now, if you don't have an iPhone, the blue message is the one that you sent. You son of a bitch. So everyone started calling him out about it.
But that's the notification screen. Okay, send me a text message right now to see what shows in the
I
notification
can't.
screen.
I'm using my phone as a camera.
Oh,
I can't send you a text
okay.
message.
Let me see the notification screen real quick. Okay, I need to see because notification screen might be blue because it's not the normal screen. It's a notification. See, the background is a wallpaper.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do a testing to see what it looks
Okay.
like.
Well, let's hear what his explanation was. So, real name Jimmy Donaldson. It's like a fake. That's like when you go into witness protection. They're like, all right, your new name is Jimmy Donaldson.
Or it's like when you call like people and they from call centers and they tell that's their name, but you sure it's not their name.
I am Jimmy Donaldson. Yeah,
I'm Jimmy Donaldson. I'm gonna help you. I'm like, yeah, Richard.
Yeah. Okay. Almost immediately, Twitter users aired their suspicions, questioning why the message box was blue instead of clear, as the Oceangate worker was said to be its sender. Others cited the conspicuous crop job, which appeared hastily done. Yeah, it does look kind of weird.
But it's see the background is the lock
Want to
screen.
go on a Titanic submarine? Hey, it's my new challenge. Hey, on today's show, we're gonna go on a submarine. And we're gonna get. All right, that's every MrBeast video. Wait, blue bubble? How did you manage to receive a blue message on iMessage?
Oh, don't worry, you're so smart.
It's weird how it's cropped so bad. Wait, why is the text receipt blue? Why are you making this up? So everyone
Oh
started
my
calling him out on
God.
it. And here's what Jimmy Donaldson said.
Jimmy Donaldson.
He said, my friend sent me the screenshot of when he invited me. Right. Why would he do that? If you, I mean, unless he's one of those freaks, which, by the way, I know a guy, I used to work with a guy who is like this. He deletes every single text message that he gets because he's like a OCD guy. Unless Jimmy Donaldson is one of those
Is that
people.
Andrew?
I don't want to say his name,
It is Andrew.
but
Hi, Andrew.
like, other than that, what's the excuse? So the North Carolina native, who's worth an estimated $500 million, wrote, "Didn't think to scroll up and screenshot our old texts myself."
Donald told
Why?
Trump.
I mean, how many texts are you getting from this guy? Is that much work to scroll up and find the text that he said? Like, what? Why?
Maybe they're connecting in a different level.
Even after the assertion, many Twitter's users remained unconvinced.
He just won a cloud.
They asked him to scroll through his messages to provide proof, and he has not done it so far. So you know what? It totally changed my mind, and now I'm creeped out by the guy.
Yeah,
that he would
weird.
pretend, because it's funny. I saw a tweet, somebody saying this is going to be the new 9/11. Because remember 9/11, Mark Wahlberg said that if he was going to be on that plane, and he would have taken out Osama right there on the plane. And then
no, I don't think I've seen it. I was a kid.
The guy from Family Guy overslept, and there was even a rumor that Danny DeVito was on one of those.
Everybody's so connected. Right. Oh my god!
So it was gonna be the new
all the celebrities would die.
Yeah, I was almost in 9/11. It was gonna be the new thing like that from celebrities.
Why am I laughing about this? This is not right.
Yeah.
It's not right to laugh.
All right, so you have a lot to say about it because you've been watching videos about. Okay. real quick. So now MrBeast is trying to distract us all from this horribly damning story with these super sexy pictures of him and his progress. He said, "Woke up and realized I was obese, so I started lifting and walking 12,500 steps a day. Still got a long way to being yoked, but I'm happy with my progress so far." He's got the same boxers I do, those Polo Ralph Lauren.
They are so not sexy, by the way. Dante needs to get sexier boxers. By the way, leave a comment down below what boxers look sexy for your husbands, because I have no idea about men's underwear, but his looks like he's in the kindergarten.
She wants me to wear an Italian Speedo, you go to those European beaches and greasy
and all that stuff. I think it's very weird because women will wear bras to support our knockers, right? So guys need to wear underwear to support their down knockers, because they're ballsome of men that don't wear underwears like that. It just looks like bulldog balls. It looks like it's falling to it's like the guy's 30 something and his balls look like he's 85.
Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Bulldog Balls, sharing his progress. And guess who likes his progress?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He said, "Wow, fantastic work. Keep pumping and inspiring people. Let me know if you're in LA and want to get a lift in. Then you could come with the YouTube and you come with the camera and you make it a big deal for people to do the pump." All right.
That's great. No, but I think it must be Arnold's publicist. I don't think Arnold knows who he is.
Right.
And then, then later on, Arnold is in the bathroom, pooping. He receives a text message and be like, bloop, and it's like, "Hey, by the way, I invited this guy called MrBeast. This is his profile. He's gonna work out with you. Stay tuned."
You never believe it. I was invited to go on the Oceangate submarine, and I turned it down.
Natalie's afraid to tuck your droopy balls.
All right. So
just ignoring it.
Arnold's aware of stuff. I saw him on the Logan Paul Impulsive podcast. He's on Reddit. He knows what's up.
I think he didn't know who Logan was much, because I listened to the entire interview. It was pretty awkward because it was like, "Oh, you know anything about me?" He's like,
Yes, you know my son Patrick, and that's about it. Look at your package.
Ew.
Look at the way you grab it with the bulging veins.
Ew, there's no veins. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Go get a tan before taking. Guys, please get tans before taking pictures without shirts.
I want to do an additional episode of my Netflix documentary, all about you and your progress. All right. Let's get back to the real Oceangate.
Do we really need to see this?
I'm trying to get out of it.
I want to get out of this. This is not. I'm gonna be traumatized tonight. I'm gonna have nightmares with that body.
I can't get out of it. I don't know how. He's trapped us. He controls the internet.
Let's talk about the submarine.
All right.
By the way,
all died in a little submarine.
By the way, let's just say something guys, I never been into Titanic. Before, when I was a kid, I watched the Titanic. I was in love with Leonardo DiCaprio, but I was a kid. So I was not even I was totally a child, and I was so in love with DiCaprio. I was in love with the Titanic movie. So I didn't know much about it. And I thought I don't know. I used to think that people could have just dive under the water and go to the Titanic through diving methods. I didn't know that under that deep much of water, you're gonna get crushed by pressure. Because, like, for example, like people go to the moon and they go there and they can walk in the moon in space, right? Like you see that, and the pressure is not gonna kill you if you wear the right suit. So I was thinking, like, if people can do that on space, people can do that in the water. So I was not aware that there's areas in the ocean that the pressure can literally make us explode. So I was completely unaware, and I became like super obsessed about submarines afterwards, like super obsessed. Like I was like researching about it, research about Titanic, watching videos of like Leonardo DiCaprio in the Titanic, and like all sorts of weird things like woken up inside of me about Titanic. Like I almost wish I could have gone to see the Titanic, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not crazy.
Well, listen, I'm sure now is the time. I'm sure the
James
the
Cameron
discounts are crazy.
I
right
will
now.
go in James Cameron's lap, but I'm not gonna go in the Oceangate. By the way, so I got
there's
so
a group on about Oceangate right now.
guys, I was like super like a huge fan of the Titanic when I was younger, and now I'm back and I'm researching about submarines and how they're made and about pressure.
Let's talk about this one.
Okay, let's do it.
So first of all, they're still advertising Titan trips after human
They
remains
are
recovered from wreckage.
I look at their LinkedIn profile, and by the way, they put like a mostly Shelant message being like, "Oh, things happen."
Well, you know, in their latest advertising, that's one of the hooks. Your remains will be recovered in the event of a catastrophic implosion. So
we'll get your tooth and give to my mom
That's
and
right.
my fiance.
You will not just be buried at sea. We will bring you back in. And
Would you wear as a necklace?
That's the Oceangate guarantee.
You'll get a souvenir with it, and we're gonna put like a Oceangate logo behind my tooth that will give back to you when I die.
That's right.
Oh, that sounds perfect. This is exactly the kind of souvenir that we like in this family.
Reports emerged that it closed its doors indefinitely.
By the way, Oceangate is a company from Washington State, and I spent like most of my adult life in Washington State. It's like Seattle area, and it's interesting because it was originally developed for like small 25-foot deep like dives in the Puget Sound to kind of study the algae life there and study the sea life there. And by the way, they were funded by University of Washington funding. So it's a nonprofit that became profitable because it's so weird. Like he used the University of Washington. He cut corners in so many ways, using university funding to build the whole program, pretending it's for the Fusion Sound, but the name was always like Titan, right? So he always had in mind the Titanic idea, and he'd been working on this facade for 20 years. And don't try to tell me that he's an innovator. Like, okay, he thinks he's the Steve Jobs of the submarines. The guy has a degree in aerospatial engineering. It's nothing to do with space and water. There's nothing to do with each other. And it's absolutely insane that some people trusted him and believed him. I actually was watching videos of people saying that he's a narcissist.
More like Steve Bad Jobs.
Like he's a narcissist. Like he has the jawline,
You know
he has the white hair, he wears the North Face Patagonia. Like what's the name? The CEO outfit, like the black Patagonia. What's the name? The vest or whatever. The ugly mom jeans or whatever. And he's like, I know what I'm talking about because I studied at NASA and I did this and he has kind of
sounded like. I know what I'm talking about.
No, he sounds very charismatic and sociopathic.
You can just get in there.
Oh,
Okay?
this is operated with a remote control.
Safety. Just get in. Just get in. Just get in. Okay.
Guys, I watch so many videos of like BBC
people
or
Pacific Northwest,
visiting people
the
there.
Pacific Northwest.
Oh, there you go, criticizing where all my people are from.
It breeds serial killers, and so
it really does.
He came out of Washington with that serial.
He was born in San Francisco from a wealthy family that wrote independence, called the Letter of Independence. And two people in his family line wrote the Letter of Independence, Declaration of Independence. Yes,
listen,
and he's from San Fran. He's from San Fran. Okay, he's not from Seattle.
And we see what state San Francisco's in right now.
But okay, but by the way, he used funding of University of Washington.
Natalie, you're gonna do a deep dive, pun intended, I'm sure.
No. But like University of Washington, guys, he used funders from college to build that. Apparently, he's an ageist. A guy posted a video of him saying a million times, I don't want to be working with 50-year-old men. I want to be working with a cool younger generation.
That was him trying to be like progressive.
He's certainly progressive.
I talked about this on the show last week. I said he was like, we're not gonna hire 50-year-old white guys. But meanwhile, everybody on the staff was still white. They were
And
just
50 above
35.
50. Yeah, people in our age group, we don't have money to go to Oceangate unless like our parents are billionaires or millionaires, or like, I don't know, you're
So anyways, let's just continue with this story. They still are advertising the trips, but they're apparently closed indefinitely. So, my opinion, they just said, hey, just shut the lights off, unplug the phones, let's get out of here. They're not even checking the website to make sure that
but
they're taking
how
down the advertisement.
how this guy can take this how they call that vessel, like how they call, what is the name of the thing again?
Submersible.
The submersible that's supposed to be 25 feet deep, the deepest, and go to like how deep they were, like how deep is Titanic in ocean?
Supposed to go 4,000 meters. I think it's meters.
Yeah, and then he forced something that's like completely not done for that. He took it like to international waters where there's no regulations.
He ignored the warnings
all
against
safety,
the use of carbon fiber,
and he didn't want to actually even get certified by other other submarine certified people.
So here's an article about that. This is Liz Taylor, president of DOER Marine Operations, said, we all told them someone is going to get killed in this thing, and you've got to not do it. The material isn't safe.
Wow.
Okay, you can't have a hull made out of carbon fiber, but then have like a titanium outside, and then have a plexiglass window. It's different pressures are going to affect the thing differently.
Different materials, different compression, different environments, different reaction to the pressure.
And we see that in the pieces that were pulled out of the ocean, because
some of
the titanium little the bathroom area with the plexiglass window
stay intact.
I mean, the window I think is gone, but that whole thing is intact. And then the cap that shuts the door on it, that's intact. The thing that's crumpled is the carbon fiber hull. The guy was totally wrong, and he kept saying, yeah, if you're just going to worry about safety, then don't even get out of bed in the morning. Sometimes safety's a waste. We break a lot of rules. These things are going to happen.
You think he wear condoms when he has sex?
A carbon fiber condom.
No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
It was made out of condom fiber.
I'm so sorry for saying this, guys. I'm so sorry. I am a very mean, funny person. But anyways, it's a tragedy, guys. Like, this is horrible. He cut corners in every single way. I watched a million videos of him online. Like, every time I have a moment, I watch videos about this guy. He sounds like a real narcissist that doesn't care about others. And he really believes he's so special. He's a genius or whatever. I know those people on BBC or CNN are trying to kiss his ass now, saying, oh, he's an innovator. And I'm like, come on. Like, you're saying that because you want to go on vacation with your billionaire friend. Don't try to put people's life at risk.
No, he's not that type of it. He took, as I've said before, he took all the wrong lessons from the innovators. He took the Steve Jobs reality distortion field idea, and he distorted himself out of reality with it.
Yeah, it's tragic.
Now, here's some science from this woman, Liz, from the DOER Marine Operations. She says, with the carbon fiber, it's been shown to not be very happy when it's being immersed, first of all, and then being hollow on the inside, or just one atmosphere on the inside, and then having the tremendous pressure of the ocean trying to push in on it. It's not the right material. It's like having parents that are pushing in on you to achieve, and you just can't take it anymore and you explode.
That's beautiful. It's biblical. Oh my God. Let's put t-shirts and wear put mugs out there.
Because the Xbox controller's batteries died.
It's
Honestly,
it's PlayStation. It's not Xbox.
It's actually Logitech.
Is it Logitech or Logitech?
Logitech. But you know what? You could be, honestly, Gordon, you could be right.
Can I say something? Let me say something real quick about like this. Okay. So carbon fiber, because I worked before in a company that provided carbon fiber to this vessel. It's called Fiberdyne from Tukwila, Washington. And basically carbon fiber is used to build airplanes and ship. But it's above the water and in airplanes. So a lot airplanes are basically carbon fiber, all that white materials and seats and everything, cabins, because it's like the most resistance, lightweight, so it's perfect for air. But that doesn't apply to pressures of the ocean. So I wonder, like, does the pressure up higher in the sky not as great as the pressure down below on the ocean? So I almost wonder. I want to have like a comparison of a pressure, because like if like maybe because he's an aerospace engineer, so he was thinking like, oh, carbon fiber is resistant in the air, so it's going to be in the ocean. But it doesn't sound like someone. Okay, that's something like some amateur people like us would say. but it's not something that a
maybe-
scientist should do. He should have run a study about that, and he
Maybe
didn't.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, when you're underwater, you have all the pressure of that's literally
The water
what it
is heavy.
The water is just weighing down on you the whole time, hoping to crush you because it just wants to keep passing.
The water
through.
is hoping. The water has feelings now, guys, and the water is hoping to crush you.
That's right. So, and respect the water and its feelings. The water wants to crush you. I mean, in the atmosphere, it's just there's no oxygen, but there's no other than when you're leaving our atmosphere.
No, but there is high pressure.
Space, I mean,
no. When you go to an airplane, there is like pressure because they depressurize the cabin, can kill you. There's pressure in your ears.
Moving as
I don't-
opposed to the water.
I wish there is like a Discovery Channel or some kind of like some kind of National Geographic thing talk about comparison of air and water and pressure.
Well, good luck with that. National Geographic just laid off its final staff, its last writers that they had on staff. So
Can I say something?
Expect anything
After
out of them for a
Disney
while.
buys companies like Hulu and National Geographic, I feel like things are not like as good as used to be. Discovery Channel went to crap. I don't like the documentaries anymore. And Hulu, honestly, I don't even turn it on.
Yeah. Well, so here's what I wanted to look up.
But I love Disney, by the way.
Is gonna
Thank
have
you.
A criminal investigation.
By the way, isn't it fascinating that this guy has like something about him that people believe him? It must be the looks. It must be he's so confident of himself that people like, oh my God, I can trust my life with this. And people will say to him, like, is this safe? He's like, buddy, I've done this 1,000,000 times. And he didn't even been in that many missions actually compared to most people. So a lot of divers and submarine experts saying that he didn't have much water time under the water, kind of like hours of flight, hours under the water. He didn't have much.
Right. Well, probably not. I mean, he cut corners everywhere. The Canadian police are weighing criminal investigation over Titan sub disaster. The Canadian police, who should have been there a long time ago, because the ship, the Horizon Arctic, docked in Canada, in Newfoundland. You should have been there to put this thing to a safety test before you let it. I mean, like, I'm sure every guy.
How about Washington State to put a
like,
legislation on this and say, hey, you cannot really not operate this below 25 feet, which is what this was designed for.
I don't have a boat. I'm not a boater necessarily regularly, but I'm sure any person who wants to buy a speedboat or like a little fishing boat probably has to go through so much red tape.
Not really.
I'm sure I'm trying to make I hope.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to make a point. I don't care if it's true. No.
Okay.
But no, I'm sure there's like licenses and things you have to do. You know, if you want to dock in a harbor for whatever reason, like they probably check. There's probably some regulation.
Yeah,
there needs to be much more regulation on this, especially when people had already raised the red flag a long time ago. One guy quit. We already know a guy quit 5 years ago because of how unsafe this thing was.
The guys fire people. He fired people that say that, there's safety issues. And how many people actually go see the Titan and give up? Like, because I've been watching a lot of videos of people that gave up, but I saw a video of a German billionaire. It was, I think it was like he talked to a podcaster or something, and he actually went down there with the Titan. And one of the questions that he asked the guys, like, would you still go again? He said that he said no, but he's like, did you enjoy seeing the Titanic? He said yes. Also, because one of the selling points is that the Titanic is going to disappear. Apparently, the Titanic has been eaten by like some kind of bacteria that eats like the metal of the Titanic, and it's been decomposing since like 1985 when they found it, all the way back to now. And it's like, or since the time it shipped, but they found in 1985. And like, if you could compare images from 1985 to all the way to like about 5 years later, and then another decade or comparison, it says it's gonna disappear by 2028. So completely. And it's gonna become just like a coral thing and whatever. So, and parts of the Titanic actually that were available during the time that James Cameron got footage for the Titanic already don't exist anymore. They completely got eaten by bacteria.
Well, listen. All we got to do is just map it. Apple needs to map it completely for their upcoming Vision Pro.
Tim Cook, stop working the goggles, start working in the Titan.
And then you get in the bathtub or you get in the jacuzzi and you put on your Vision Pro and you pretend that you're in the water looking at the Titanic.
I think that already exists, and we do have a Quest 2 from Facebook. We can definitely do the Titanic. I think there's a Titanic mission that we can see the
honestly,
drones.
okay, after this, we're going to turn our Quest
And,
our Oculus is on.
it's probably going to update for 2 months because I think I haven't turned it on this thing for a year.
Yeah, it's the greatest product. Okay, let's move on to, this is funny. Tom Hanks's niece is on a show about
But let's talk about sentiments about the Titanic. Just send our sentiments to people real quick.
okay, please, you can start. You can wrap it up.
I just want to say, like, I know that we're making jokes here about the Oceangate and stuff. I just want to say that I feel very sorry for the victims, and I feel very sorry even for the captain or the CEO, the founder of Oceangate. I think this is someone should have like slapped his ego a little bit, and he would still be alive. I don't think he deserved. No one deserved what happened to them. And I think the way the media was talking about them was kind of weird, saying, "Oh, kill the billionaires," whatever. I think it's a very mean thing to say as a society. I think it's a human life. It's people that have families and they're men. They have like their life. This guy, the 17 years old, he has a whole life ahead of him that he lost. And even though 19, I'm just saying, like, but so 19, 17, I say he's a teenager. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like very bad for everybody that was the families of those people. And it's pretty sad. I feel like it's sad, and I don't think the internet is being fair to people to talk about this. And people are like, "Oh my God, they spent $250,000 for mission. Those rich people, whatever." You know, they spend that on a Lamborghini, baby, and it's like in Beverly Hills. So like, it's going on for them, for those people, kind of people going for down Titanic. It's like going to Disneyland for us, like for normal people. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just mean to say things about people's lives, honestly, and my sentiments for everybody.
I agree. And I expressed similar sentiments. You can go back and watch some of those shows when we were doing this last week talking about it. But I agree with you completely. It was the people were so stupid on Twitter. Communist Twitter. There's a whole communist Twitter. You know, people say there's black Twitter, there's gay Twitter, there's
liberal Twitter,
Italian Twitter, you know, whatever. Communist Twitter is a real thing. You got a whole group of people out there that are like, we should, you know, yes, Che Guevara, we like you. And,
or eat the billionaires is what they're posting. Eat
Kim
the billionaires.
Jong-un actually isn't that bad of a leader, you know. There's a whole bunch of stupid people out there.
Yeah.
And they're like,
go howling in the
If
woods.
only we could get all these billionaires on submersibles because they shouldn't exist.
How about humanity? How about think about people as people, and people that accomplish more than you in a lifetime had a chance to do something that you would never be able to do it? How about just think about them as human beings that have horrible deaths? Imagine being trapped in a fridge and you getting crushed by the ocean and losing your oxygen. That's not fun. That's not nice. It's like a horrifying thing. By the way, I was listening to Tim Dillon. By the way, I love Tim Dillon. And he said it's going to be a movie about it. And he said that he wants to see a movie about it. And I was kind of thinking, like, it's not insensitive to say that. People are criticizing Tim Dillon. I agree with Tim Dillon. You know why? Because even though it's a horrible thing, you want to see how people feel in that moment. But you don't want to experience, or you want to see the Titanic, or you want to have the feeling of entering in that kind of dark place. So I think they should have a movie to honor them, honestly, and talk a little bit about the exploration spirit, but at the same time, the warnings that people should have, like, before going on something like that. And by the way, it's like it's like going to like theme parks that are not like Disney, like, because Dante and I went to a premiere of a show called Primo, and we ride the roller coaster, and the roller coaster guys from the Marina Del Rey, it didn't feel safe at all.
We're talking about the Santa Monica Pier.
Guys, it was so cranky.
Yeah,
it was like
that thing was gonna fly off the track.
And it was so bad, guys. And if somebody dies there and the thing falls out of the track, it's like, we were probably the last people that were there before that happened. It's not Disney quality at all.
Right. And we'll show you a text message of our
invite. But it's like super scary, by the way. So I think about infrastructure. Take a look around, and if you feel like it's not safe, don't go.
That's right. If you see someone with Stockton Rush's haircut lingering around, just get out of there. All right. Let's move on to Tom Hanks niece story. Okay. So there's a show called Claim to Fame, which is all about the relatives of actually famous people, and it's like their chance to finally be on TV for some reason that I'm assuming their famous relative didn't have to directly help them get.
Oh my God.
And it probably pisses them off. I'm sure Tom Hanks is watching this like, you're not, only my children are allowed to be famous. You're not supposed to be on here.
It's probably like the Marcos are going to be the next people there because they love to be in the spotlight.
Oh yeah, the sister,
the sister,
sister
the
of Meghan
brother,
Markle's
and the
gonna
dad.
pull up.
The 3 ogres.
I hate her.
I hate her.
All right, so
Yeah.
apparently she got eliminated, and this is, I don't think this is a spoiler because this is like already all over the news to drum up interest in the show, but she got eliminated and she didn't handle it well. So I haven't seen this yet. If it sucks, we'll bail on it, but we're gonna watch it.
I helped you. I helped you.
Hugo, who do you think Carly's claim to fame is?
I think your celebrity relative is Tom Hanks.
Well, let's find out if you're right. Everyone,
Jonas
please take a look at the
Brothers.
screen.
How funny! I mean, it's
Whoa,
just
whoa,
funny.
whoa,
First
whoa,
of all,
it's
that
like
they-
the Jonas Brothers presenting a show. Like, how bad must be their career? It's like, is it just that one? Because that one is the one that nobody likes.
I
Is
know. Well,
Kevin?
There's one of them that's doing well, and you can clearly see that he's not on this show.
Oh, I think it's like Nick and whatever.
It's the one that I dislike the most because years ago I let my hair grow out a little bit long, and one night I was in Hollywood with some friends and we're walking by a bar and someone was like, "Hey, look, it's a Jonas brother."
But they don't have blue eyes.
And it was, well, still, it was just embarrassing to be called that. So it's the one
He
guy.
was embarrassed. He was not flattering about it. He was embarrassed. Okay.
Yeah. No,
I
it
think
was
Dante-
embarrassing. It wasn't a compliment. I know that.
I think Dante looks like, guys, if you guys ever go to a museum and see like Italian sculptures of Neptune or Poseidon, he looks so much. And when
But
I
my
think the
hair
older,
was like longer and like kind of curly. so
but
it
with
looked
the
like a
older that you look,
lame
you look
Jonas.
like a Neptune or Poseidon. I think Dante has kind of like Italian, like typical. The nose is like Roman. I think like, whatever. He doesn't like a Jonas
Absolutely.
Brothers. Jonas Brothers wish they look like my man.
Absolutely.
Now you give me some compliments.
Well,
No, this was fine. Just kidding.
okay. So
I
I was just pausing because it's funny how dramatic they make this all out to
Okay.
be. Like, I think your celebrity relative is Tom Hanks. And then
Tom Hanks.
Joe Jonas is like, well, let's see if you're right.
We gotta play that game after the show, after you show the video, because I want to talk about your celebrity family. I'm talking about mine.
And it's so cheaply made. I think they're just using the soundtrack from Shark Tank, just reusing it. Like if you listen, I'm pretty sure this is when they walk.
Let
in
me
the room
see. Play.
for Shark Tank.
It is the Shark Tank. Oh my god. The ABC is like, okay, we already own this copyright for this, so let's just use this copy so we make it
they're
cheaper.
They're like, look, no one's gonna watch it. Just use the Shark Tank music. Who cares? We already paid the guy.
Oh my
who wrote
god.
it.
I'm pretty sure the other is all the Jonas Brothers or just the Kevin.
For that reason, you're out.
Can you answer the question?
Tom Hanks.
Well, let's find out if you're right.
No,
It's-
it's just one. Just
Well,
him and
wait,
this other
I
weird.
think it's Joe Jonas and
No, it's
Jokhar is Joe Jonas and Jokhar Sarnayev from the Boston bombing. If you remember
oh
him.
my god. Let's just focus on the show right now.
Okay, let's watch the show.
Come on, I want to start drinking.
Everyone,
It's Thursday.
please take a look at the screen.
on Mayor.
Baby shocked. Baby.
Carly, wow, he was correct. Congratulations, Hugo.
It's just the worst picture of Tom Hanks. Okay, hold on. I don't want to keep pausing it, but look at
Oh
this.
my gosh, she has a Cardi B nails.
Look at this picture
He
that
was
says of Tom Hanks.
Let me
I'd
see.
be pissed if I was Hanks.
Carly,
Oh wow.
He looks like an old.
Don't say it.
You know what I'm thinking.
No.
He looks like.
Yeah.
She must have chosen that one and sent it to them and be like, "Yeah, I hate my uncle. Use this one."
Carly,
Wow.
Yo, it's just
he
coffee.
was correct. Congratulations, Hugo. It is Tom Hanks.
Why is she crying?
And just like that,
You who? Boy. Damn.
These freaking clues are so freaking obvious. Freaking bench. That's a freaking poster of the freaking Forrest Gump. Are you kidding me? She's screaming. She's screaming. She's screaming. She's screaming. Why a bench? Why a bench? There's literally no reference to benches on any other movie. Even Gabriel found that out. He's not even like smart.
For real? That's cold. Ew.
They didn't even get to do any challenges. I did not have that level of drama for the first guess off on my claim to fame bingo card. I don't deserve this. I should have more camera time. I should be here longer. And we're only on guess off number 1.
You think the right choice was made?
No one expected that. No one.
Oh my God, cast her for the housewife. She's insane.
How upset must Tom Hanks be to be associated with this? And like, there's probably nothing he can do because like she's technically it's her name too, whatever it is. And it's her life and she's just related to him. But like he's sitting there like, Jesus Christ.
They're like, can we cancel Thanksgiving this year? Let's cancel Christmas this year.
This makes the Hanks family look terrible. Yeah, like is she gonna get invited to something after
No,
this?
never again.
Embarrassed the family Hanks. Colin Hanks.
The hanky pankies.
Colin and Chet Hayes and the whole Hanks crew are sitting there like, God, you bet she looks worse than Chet Hanks, the guy who used to say the N-word, the white rapper guy.
Oh my God. Can I say something? Like, I think she's a great material for Andy Cohen. Like, please cast her as a new housewife or whatever show that you have on the marks. She's absolutely insane, emotional, and stressful. And we need that in reality television when we're sitting on our miserable couches and we have nothing else to do because there's nothing else going on in LA. And we watch those garbage shows. Please put her in the housewives. I think she's a great housewife material.
Hey, big guy.
Hey, big guy.
That's when I saw Andy Cohen hitting on a guy once when I was at TMZ. I was waiting on a shot. Kyle Richards used to have a store.
TMZ Tales, directly from the TMZ Tales portion of the show.
And like some big muscular guy was outside like, Andy, can I get your attention? And Andy's like, hey, big guy, come here, DM me, come on, come over. So that's where hey, big guy comes from. But Tom Hanks has got to be pissed. I'm sure he consulted his lawyers to figure out what to do. You know what? He must have denied her request for something, either some money or like an apartment or, you know, a letter of recommendation, something.
Does he still follow her on Instagram?
To go on this show. I don't know if he ever did.
Ooh, how about guys, do your homework. Be crazy. Check if Tom Hanks followed this crazy niece and let me know in the comments below. Because like, we can say if it's your uncle and he loves you, he's gonna follow you on Instagram. Because like I actually don't like that my uncles follow me on Instagram because I think it's kind of creepy. I want to post pictures of me that are a little more.
So freaking obvious. Freaking bench. That's a freaking poster of the freaking Forrest Gump. Are you kidding me?
So like her behavior tells me that Tom Hanks must take care of her side of the family and give them money because she is acting like a spoiled, entitled brat. Yeah. And she's like 40 years old.
She's 40. She's acting like she's like 12.
I don't know if she's
mentally.
40, but she looks like she could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, it's embarrassing. I would be so pissed if somebody in my family does something like that in public. But I know people that in my family that totally would do something like that. It would be super embarrassing. And the people in my family would be like, well, we don't expect any less from this kind of crazy person that we know that she is. You know people in their family, by the way. I know exactly. Like, guys, tell me what you think. Like, you know, probably one person in your family, at least one person that if did something like that, you'll be like, I'm not shocked. Like everybody has one person in their family that you're like, you know what? I know who would do that in my family.
So get this. She apparently defended her behavior to TMZ. So let's watch and see what she says. Okay. Just a second. Her name is Carly Reeves. So I'm wondering, is she Tom? Is she Rita? How is she related? She looks like Tom a little bit. I don't know. Let's see. Come on. Sorry. We're just waiting for the ad to play real quick. Thanks, everybody, for sticking with us today and participating. It's been a great show so far. Do we have anything else to talk about? No, that's pretty much it. Who cares? The rest of it. All right, here we go.
And from what I understand, your reaction here is raw and unfiltered, and it wasn't faked at all. Is that right?
Oh my God, totally real. It's funny that people are trying to say I was acting to get like an acting role. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I was very upset.
Yeah.
And I don't hold back when I'm upset. Like I noticed that producers weren't like coming up to me right away. They were letting me have my meltdown.
Yeah.
So that's when I realized, they might probably air this. But yeah, I have producer friends also, and they're like, oh yeah, that was like reality TV porn for us. So
what do you say to people that say like this really?
Wow, Harvey has a beard.
Yeah,
what the heck? That looks like he get out of jail. Was he Oceangate? Or what's happening there with that beard?
Was Harvey bitten by a werewolf? What's going on here?
Oh my God.
Look at that beard.
And look at his stomach too. He's not getting his summer bod. What's going on? That's a dad's bod now.
I don't know. What the?
Maybe he had a breaking up. Maybe he's not happy anymore.
Really kind of brought
out.
Wow.
I mean, look at that stomach though. He used to be ripped, guys. He used to be hot.
I never saw a beard in 10 years of my time there. Look at that.
Wow. It doesn't look good on him, by the way. It looks good on you, but for him, it makes him look beat down. He looks better when he's baby face.
Right. So I can't believe that, like, watching her video, she's a performer. She totally did that on oh my God. And then my producer's friend said, this is reality porn. Oh, I knew they were going to air that when I went crazy.
Oh my God. And by the way, how can you wear like a branded shirt on TV? Like, because I tried when I was like on like going on TV things, they say to never wear something that shows brand names on it. Like, obviously, this guy's wearing a Champion shirt. Like, how is he working on TV wearing like? And it's super obvious too. It's not like it's like a little logo on the side. It's like really literally written there.
I mean, the people.
It's weird to me.
What I know, the people from my experience, the people that work in the office, they just show up wearing what they're wearing. They don't put that much thought into it every day because. It just becomes a grind.
By the way, the office of TMZ is across the street.
Not from here.
Not from here. We live in Palisades.
Across from someone's street. We're doing this from
Beverly Hills.
From Afghanistan.
The Hilton.
All right.
Brought out like sort of an ugly moment. Do you pay any mind to that at all?
Yeah, obviously it's not like a good look because everyone adores Tom so much, so they don't want to like have this bad image connected to him.
Mm-hmm.
But and the only reason why I don't regret it is because it was real and I can't regret anything that is obviously my feelings. But obviously some of the things I said wasn't like the truth. I mean, Gabriel, I love Gabriel. I think he's an amazing contestant and he's hilarious. I was just trying to come up with anything and anyone to blame.
I think she's poor because look at her kitchen. Look at that kitchen size in the apartment.
It could be New York.
Guys, like honestly, like she has a tiny apartment, a small kitchen. She probably needs the money. That's why she entered the reality show. And I think Tom Hanks is now watering her hands. And this was her chance to claim success. And she couldn't make it. So now she has to go back to her 9 to 5. And she's mad. And she's in her small apartment with her little like sunflowers behind her that probably are like made of plastic.
She's loving it. Like she's so ready to answer questions. This is her moment.
Oh yeah, Dante knows when people like just got famous or got attention.
She's got an answer. She's like, hey guys, do you want? We can go for another couple hours if you need to.
You want to like at my home tour, babe? So like tell people like how you can spot when people like are really excited about wannabes.
It's not even just me. Like it's not like
I cannot tell the difference. Like I'm the public. I don't know.
You just got to think. Hey, she's never been famous before. No one's ever cared what she has to say. Now she's getting interviewed because she did a whole blow up on the reality show, and she's got all these things. And with that, and oh my God, and my reality friend. And by the way, I have producer friends, and they said it was reality porn, and she's got like stories and stories. Hey, do you guys want to hear about when I went away to boarding school?
For that.
What did Tom and Rita say? What
Harvey's like, I don't give a fuck about this story. Can we get to the next segment?
I think Harvey just want to go to the gym.
I think Harvey is playing some sort of a historical character. Like he looks like he's playing in a production of Sweeney Todd or like something that takes place in the 1880s in London.
Curious.
Yeah, no, by being on the show, they were happy for me. You know,
Sure.
they wanted me to. They know they were.
What did Tom and
Rita say. What
about
was
this?
their reaction to it? I'm curious.
Yeah, no, by being on the show, they were happy for me. You know,
Sure.
they wanted me to. They know I love reality TV, so they thought, you know, have fun, get best of luck. You know?
So they co-signed it basically.
What was their reaction when they saw what you did?
Yeah, so then I texted him and I said, you know, so did you watch the episode? And then I got the flavor.
She's such a performer. So did you watch the episode? She's like Liza Minnelli or something. So, darling, did you watch the episode?
Can I say something? Like, it's not even good performing, because good performers don't need to overact like that. That's like a very bad performer, and it's annoying. And I'm pretty sure
she's very theatery.
Yeah, like too much. Tone it down.
Just waiting for my big break. I got a monologue prepared. Do you guys want to hear a monologue?
And he basically said that, you know, it's all good. He said, I hope this is like, you know, I hope you get what you wanted out of this, I guess, you know, but he's totally fine with it. Like,
I don't
He
believe
didn't
that for
watch
a
it.
Fucking second.
He didn't watch
I
it.
hope you get what you want out of this. Is Tom Hanks being like, I hope you're ready to be cut off, because I'm not helping you after this shit show. I've seen Tom Hanks before in person. When I was growing up in the Palisades, Tom Hanks would be around because he lived there. And like, I swear to God, he looks like he would kill you. I turned around one time.
That's the first time I heard that Tom Hanks is a grumpy guy. By the way, I used to, because he's like
not-
America's dad, and he looks so friendly. And then Dante's telling me he's grumpy.
I'm going to play you the video after this where he goes off on the autograph seekers. Tom Hanks is a nice guy, but he has a simmering rage. And I turned around. I was in the basketball
Field.
I turn around. I see Tom Hanks standing there staring at me. And then like I look, and I think he's going to look away. And he doesn't look away. He's just staring at me with a look like, don't you dare. And I was like 13.
Maybe he wants you to grab the basketball, hold it, and look at him and say, Wilson.
No. He looked at me like, if you say Wilson, I'll cut your fucking throat.
You should have yelled Wilson. I
So
would have
anyway,
yelled
when
Wilson with all my lungs, my little kid lungs.
She totally misunderstood what Tom was saying when he said, I hope you get what you want out of this.
It
It's
was
like,
not good.
hey, you're on your own from here on out. Carly. You will not be
Carly.
coming to the Hanks house.
I never met a Carly that was nice. All Carlys are a little like in their head, a little cuckoo.
I can already tell Tom Hanks must be sick of her because
Carly.
she's so theatery. She so clearly wants to be a star. And she's probably always like, hey, Uncle Tom, do you have a part for me? Like, hey, I thought it would be great. I know that you're doing this new movie, Da Vinci Code 6 or something. I thought I could play the descendant of Christ.
Or she's like, can you sign some autographs of his poster so I can sell on eBay to pay my rent of my tiny apartment in Hollywood?
Yeah. How about a romp? What if it's You've Got Mail 2, except I'm the daughter of Meg Ryan, and 20 years later, it's you've got a like notification from TikTok. Who knows?
She probably is like I think like famous people have to deal, or
You've
people
got
that are successful
crypto.
with crazy family people. Even like me, when I worked in the video game industry, I work at Blizzard. I have like all my friends that play World of Warcraft or video games. They're like, oh my God, can you get me a job in the gaming industry? And I'm like, no, like I work there. It doesn't mean like I can hire you. It's not how it works. Like, what is your qualifications? Like, or I don't want to know your qualifications. Good luck. Like, I don't know. People are so annoying.
Yeah.
Like he's not worried that it's going to obviously diminish his,
name,
lovability.
Well, you chose the worst picture of him. That you
And then
possibly
she's yelling, has to be a fucking picture of him in a bench, a fucking Forrest Gump, those fucking idiots, and stupid, more obvious pictures ever.
I'm the talent, not Tom. Everybody's always talking about Tom. What about Carly?
Everybody's talking about Tom after the scandal about
I should be in
Vanderpump.
Forrest Gump.
All right, she's
All
more
right,
of
so
a Vanderpump.
But here's real quick, just this fun video, which is like probably what Tom's really like. Which, by the way, I'm
I
happy
love
to
Tom
see.
Hanks.
I don't like the idea that Tom Hanks is some fake nice, or like that he's always nice and positive. I like it if Tom Hanks, knocks somebody out. So watch this video.
I love Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, don't be mad at me. It's just Dante.
Watch this.
Guys, we're going right this way, right there. I'll bring some items. I bought some items.
How you doing?
It's been a long time.
Be careful, Tom.
Watch out, move. It's been a long time, Tom. How you been?
Whoa.
Why are you doing? Back the fuck off.
Oh my God.
Knock it over my wife. Yeah, they're bugging. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, she's just like the uncle.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Sorry
man.
about that, Tom.
And as I said,
Oh my God, it's in the family. It
As
runs in the family.
As I said, yeah. You're going to use my name on some stupid reality show? Back the fuck off. I hope you get what you like. So, but I said it. This is, by the way, the first.
You got a friend in me.
Right. Here's a little bit of Dante Greco Show trivia. This is the first post I ever made for this show was about this video a year ago.
Celebration.
I noticed this. It's clearly, if you watch the video, the black guy knocks into Tom's wife, but Tom does a quick calculation and realizes, even in this moment of anger, I can't be seen yelling at a black guy. So he takes it out on this fucking geek. This guy is standing there. He's staring that guy down, which, by the way, I probably look like that when Tom Hanks was staring me down. Maybe he's got a thing about that. But he stares this guy down.
You look with glasses?
No, I never had glasses.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Sorry about that, Tom.
Tom, sorry about that, Tom.
What are they doing?
What are they doing out here?
So, anyways, that's Tom Hanks.
Oh my God, like the scandal. I think the craziness runs in the family. Maybe she has, maybe the Hanks are kind of crazy people a little bit, like in their edge. So maybe you watch that, be like, yeah, go tell them what it is. They put the bench. Maybe he'll be in her side. God knows, is her uncle. Uncles like their nieces. I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe she's his little princess.
All right, listen, we've run out of time. Just real quick on Vanna White. She wants half of what Pat Sajak was making, which was $15 million to return. This is Wheel of Fortune, Vanna White. She's the girl who opens the letters.
Like Meghan Markle?
Been doing it for 40 years.
40?
Something like that. She wants half of what Pat Sajak was getting, which is $15 million for her to return when Ryan Seacrest takes over in 2024. I say give it to her. She deserves it. She's been there long enough. But I think Ryan Seacrest will try to force her out and bring in someone younger and cheaper, and then probably some TikTok, like Addison Rae will be there. And then the other story, Trump and Ivanka, we've heard that story before. We all know he makes comments about his daughter. So, there it is. All right, listen, this has been a great Dante Greco show. We had a lot of interaction. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow everything up here.
My bachelor's degree. Don't follow. Don't take. Stop pointing my bachelor's.
No, I'm trying to point at the screen.
Here, look. Follow Dante Greco on Twitter. Follow Dante Greco on Dante Greco Show on Instagram, and Dante Greco on Instagram, and Evie Matavelli, me, and the Dante Greco Show on what is that? Patreon. Yeah. Guys, make a donation to Patreon so we can keep supporting the podcast, have good tripods and better mics.
Send me a case of Bud Light.
Yes, and by the way, just want to say thank you. And by the way, sorry that we didn't make fun of the Oceangate. We're sorry we made fun of the CEO. I know he's dead and stuff, but we're just trying to make fun.
I guess you could call him the CEO now, SEA.
Oh my God. I think I'm pregnant because the dad joke keeps coming up. I think it's a sign of pregnancy. Can we test it?
There you go.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. It was such a pleasure. It was such a fun show today. And don't take things so serious because the world is so heavy already. So don't take everything that we're saying so serious. Like, be fun and enjoy.
Fuck off, as Tom Hanks would say.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good life. We will see you soon.
Much love.
Thank you.
Love.
All right, Dante.
So once again, thank you to my brother. Tell him your name again.
Dante Greco.
2 words. Made in America.
Dante, you're doing great.
That's good. I never anybody over in my life. It's from.
Listen, I want you to leave my good friend Ringo alone.
Yeah.
Have a good day.